RSL Nation.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Woo! We are back. We are back. Welcome back.
Um, I am very happy. I'm pretty sure you guys are happy. I think this is going to be a lot easier of an episode than other episodes.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I think I was done with dealing with all these losses and I'm not gonna lie, it was getting kind of hard to do these episodes and trying to I don't know, get people excited, I guess. I mean, it's not our job, but love to get people excited. Um, I guess without further ado, how are you guys feeling about this past weekend? Not just RSL, but overall
I
soccer.
mean, all of my teams had wins or positive results on the weekend, so it was a very blessed soccer weekend for me. Facts, facts. We have well, obviously get into the RSL game, but River beating their little brother,
Yep.
Barca beating their little brother. It was a good weekend of beating little brothers. Manchester United squeaked out a tie. Borussia Dortmund got a big win in their chase make it to Europe next season in some aspect. So it was good.
This
And
weekend, I could say that the soccer gods shone down on us.
Wrexham going back,
That
another
was
another
special to watch that
another
game.
year of Wrexham being promoted. Like they're on a fairy tale run.
That's really cool to watch. Yeah. So overall, I'm in a really good mood. So if I don't have much to say, it's because I'm just happy. I'm just happy that soccer is alive and well. um, so
Yay.
let's break this down because we do want to talk about a lot of things. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna talk about the game, everything that has to do with the game, even including Marx's little adventure that he went on.
I want to
Um,
hear about that first.
yeah, well, we'll listen to it. No worries. We will get into not like transfer talks, but definitely the new people coming in, how they did, and what we've heard from them directly from them. Then we'll get into the preview for this game against Vancouver. There is a
Yeah.
result that happened tonight, Wednesday, that RSL fans should have been watching. If not, we'll tell you a little bit about it. And then at the end, if there's time, we'll throw down some Instagram questions. So, without further ado, um, Christian, we're gonna actually no, I'm not gonna go to Christian because Christian wanted to hear Marcus's trip.
Yeah. Well, first things first. Obviously, I drove there. I did not fly. I think we were the only people out of all the RSL away fans that made the long trek in that 13-hour car ride. Eh,
Cheapskate, man.
cheapskate. Am I right? Am I right?
That's
No,
horrible.
not worth it. No, we
Not
worth it. But we took in we took in Vegas. We walked the strip the night before. But yes, it was a long, treacherous, long travel. But once we made it to San Diego, it was beautiful. We the beach, the boardwalk, the pier, beautiful. But as you expect in April, well, I guess May,
Almost.
we're yeah, it was freezing. It was freezing cold, freezing in San Diego. It was warmer here in Salt Lake than it was in San Diego. Yeah, beach was water is about the same temperature as Bear Lake.
Yeah.
Miserable, but
Well, as much as we love the geography talk, let's talk a little bit about the stadium. Like, tell us about the stadium, the atmosphere. What did you come across?
yeah, I'm curious about Snapdragon. That stadium is not built for soccer whatsoever. Obviously, it was the old Charger Stadium, now San Diego State's football stadium. It's made for football and football only. Us away fans were in the upper deck in that corner, so we're literally staring right into the sun. The
I can see
entire
you're a little darker after this past weekend.
yeah, my face. If for those of you who are not watching on YouTube, my face is very red, and I'm
There it
still
is.
There it is. Red, not darker. Red.
no. But you had a mixture of rowdy fans, you had very friendly fans. So all in all, their supporters section it was electric. Something I didn't know that was their lowest attendance this whole entire season. Prior to that, it was 32,000. The game
Ooh.
against us, 28,000. So
Oh,
still,
so
just
low.
just
So
a measly
low.
28,000.
Okay.
But concessions, the whole atmosphere, it was top notch. Very, very well done. Tailgates, their fans, they come out to tailgate. It was packed in the parking lot hours before kickoff. So, and we had about a good 200 or so away fans and our RSL fans. We showed up and we were loud and proud in that corner.
And you met our cousins, right?
I did. I met the San Diego Bros, and
Oh.
Alan's over here a little confused, like
I was,
cousins.
I was like, what?
But we're
No,
cousins.
no. Prior to the match, I met the San Diego Bros before entering the stadium, and super nice. Giving a shout out to them, giving a little prediction time on their story. So awesome to meet them.
Awesome. That's probably a memory you'll have for quite a while, especially since it's their first season. So hopefully we can make a road trip as the Bros to another location. We'll see. But
All three of us, hopefully.
all three of us, hopefully. But glad that you're able to go. Glad you're able to support. Definitely represented the RSL Bros very well. We are very proud of you. Thank you. And with that, let's get into some RSL talk. Christian, give us your lineup.
So, I mean, my lineup, the lineup. So for RSL, we went with our standard 4-2-3-1 back line of Catranis, Quinton Vera, and Bodie, with our standard defensive midfielders of Ojeda and Ednelli, followed by our attacking core of Gonzalez, Luna, and Gozo this time, which was a fun little switch up. And then up top, we had Peel.
Okay. Your thoughts on any part of that lineup?
I mean, I obviously the most exciting part was Goso getting the start. He is, for those who are getting more familiar with RSL, he is an up and coming RSL talent. Pretty sure he's academy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Local
he's
kid
a
from
he,
Saratoga.
he's a Utah kid through and through, and I love the way he plays on the ball. He is aggressive. He dribbles, which is lacking on the team right now, except for maybe Diego and Anelli, and he's showing a lot of promise. If he continues to play the way that he is playing right now, we'll have more trouble holding on to him than we're having trouble holding on to Diego Luna.
You think so?
I do.
Oh, all right.
Because he's starting younger on this caliber of team than Diego Luna did.
Now, granted, Diego Luna at that age was on the Barca Academy. I know the U.S. based one, but still. But all right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Marcos, what are your thoughts? Give us something you took away from this lineup.
Um, Obviously we have that early injury from Vera, but we'll get into it more. But I liked the way that players stepped up in our back line with Justin Glad being out for injury. PQ stepped up immensely with injuries. Hidalgo was very timid in my opinion, very shaky, very lackluster, especially in that first half.
Mm.
He every time it seemed like he had the ball, he got scared with Chucky, with Dreyer attacking him. He would just pass it right back to Cabral. So I don't know what it is, maybe very young age, but like I said, PQ and Sam, very impressive, stepping up big time in this game.
This was not an easy game for these guys to come into. I mean, first off, San Diego was coming off of they hadn't lost a home loss. Sorry, they haven't lost at home.
And then they're coming off back-to-back losses as well.
Yeah, we mentioned that last game. We wondered last episode that we wondered if that was going to be any kind of if it was going to affect the game at all, and apparently it did. Though we did still have issues with Chucky. Chucky obviously is a pain in the neck, and he was a pain in the neck the whole game. Anibal Godoy also. First off, are we all sick of Godoy? Like, I'm sick of him as an MLS watcher. First off, the guy is super old, but he's a super flopper.
Ugh.
Like, he killed us with his flopping the whole game.
I can't make the joke I really want to make because this is a family-friendly show, but that's the kind of flopper he is.
Okay. You'll have to tell me afterwards because I'm not picking up on it. Um, where I think I got one surprise that our both of our defensive midfielders stayed in the whole game. We've had Ojeda come out.
Hmm.
We've had Anelli sometimes come out, but let's highlight the actual Gozo situation because Gozo, this was his very first team start. He's had minutes,
Correct.
but I don't know what the stat is. I forgot to ask Trey, but I can't remember when the last time we had a 17-year-old start for RSL.
18, but yeah.
Who? Well, I mean,
No,
is he
he's
is he
18.
eight?
He's 18 years old. Yeah.
Stop it. He just probably barely turned 18 too.
That's a good step. I wish I knew. I'm trying to think prior to him.
Can we
I
think of anyone? I mean, we had 19 years old. We probably had Bodie. I know Justin was about that age, 19-ish,
the
18, 19.
only one that comes to mind is maybe Justin Glad. Maybe.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and so
Or
the
maybe David Ochoa.
I think he might have been 20. But I mean, still young. But having someone start this young and having this much promise, I don't think we've had this in a long time.
And and
RSL
al-
fans,
and also the fact that Pablo and his staff had so much confidence to let him play a full 90 because yesterday after practice, I think it was Pablo or Gozo, one of the two, uh, answer the question. Oh, it was Gozo. He leaned over to Pablo during a break or something like that. He had Pablo asked him, "Are you able to go full 90?" Gozo's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm good."
yeah, and his energy was up the whole 90, which
Yeah.
was super impressive.
The the the,
Ars,
the
Ar-
spark that he brought for
I was gonna say,
that midfield was something that we need because Dom he's had it occasionally, but not that full 90 like that Gozo has.
I think that's a conversation we need to have right now. Right now, it's the fact that Gozo impressed so much on that right wing. Does he replace Dom for right now? I don't know what Dom's injury situation is. It just might have been a knock for
mm,
one game. But do you, and I'm going ahead of time. Do you let Gozo play again this Saturday over Dom? Because apparently he can do it over Lachlan. That's no issue. So now he's sandwiched between Lachlan and Dom. Does he beat out Dom?
I say yes. I say yes.
yeah, and especially because right now, Bot Mob is actually reporting Dominic is out with a leg injury until late May.
Mm, eek. In fact, all of those guys are late May, mid May,
Do
which
Yeah,
we
is
actually trust them?
eh.
Do we trust Fatmob?
I mean,
I trust Bot Mob on the stats, not so much the ratings at this point.
yeah, and especially with when they have Javane Zane late May, brother, he's going to be out for a couple months.
Yeah,
Um, but if Dom's injury isn't serious, if you're
I
to if you're to
I
compare,
play Gozo. I play Gozo over Dominic. Dominic has been. I've said this before. He's been a disappointment to me. He has not lived up to his expectations this year.
as of late, because he's had his shining moments.
It's true. It's true.
Not
I
not not this season. I
Not
mean,
this season.
it was toward
Not.
one or two games. Come on.
it was towards the end of last season. That's when Dom had a few sparks here and there.
But
But
we're
with
10 games in. How many
it's true.
excuses are we gonna make?
Facts. But with Gozo showing such brightness right now, it's just showing how much depth we truly have on that right wing. With now him, with Dom, and Lachlan, I guess, as our third backup to the backup. So
He's a Gozo to watch.
He is. He gives me so much
It's so
Gozo.
bad. It's so bad.
I so much Gozo. Um. All right. Gozo talks shifts into Luna. He got another double moon.
Knocking
I
on that hat.
I want to talk about that first goal. The way he was able to steal the ball and a little shimmy and just 1-2 right past
That
the keeper.
that
He
came out of nowhere.
he has the confidence that we haven't seen from any other player on this team in a long, long time.
He's bringing it. In fact, in his interview, he says, and I think very confidently, and because he's doing all this stuff, but he says someone's had to step up after Chicho left, after all the other senior guys left. Someone had to step up. Well, just like what his national team coach says, he's got big balls. I mean, he's gonna try to fill in that spot if he needs if he needs to.
And why not him?
I mean, because our DP's not doing it.
Well, we've said it before on past episodes. If Luna does get called up for the Gold Cup, which is in like a month from now, who's going to
That's
step
pretty
up?
likely at this point.
Yeah,
Johnny
yeah.
Russell.
Johnny, Willie, like we need other guys to be producing goals instead of just the Luna show, game in, game out.
I think give Willie another game or two and get him more minutes. In fact, let's shift real quick off to into Willie. Willie, when he was on the field, your guys' thoughts?
The dude is a menace. He brings the speed, the quickness. Yes, he had that one time and he sailed over and I was obviously with the supporters in the upper deck with all the RSL fans. They're like, "Oh, typical RSL fan missing a wide open goal." Yes, it's frustrating, but we got to realize like this is his first game. The dude only had like one practice under his belt prior to this game. So the fact that he was be able to be up to game speed just like that, it's promising. It's very
The,
promising.
the ability to get into those dangerous positions that quickly is huge. And I think it's honestly a massive plus that we have Johnny Russell because he's going to have chemistry with him already. And if those two are on the field together, can build off of that chemistry, I'm here for it.
Yeah, we'll get into that pair and how they're going to affect us. But yeah, you're right. In the future, we might see a really good pairing towards the later parts of games.
I want to go back real quick to the first half. Obviously, I mentioned the injury to Vera. We have Cabral coming out. Vera collides into him. Do you think that there's anything that Cabral could have done to avoid that? Yell to Vera, "Hey, I'm coming after this ball. I'm about to punch it out," or not really much at all?
I mean,
I don't think so.
besides not coming out.
Hey, hey, hey!
Hey, I'm coming.
That's a danger of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it was a huge hit. I hate to watch it on replays. It just not does not look good. But there is an update on his injury status. So I know RSL has been pretty silent in terms of his the injury, the seriousness of it. But I was told that the medical staff has said that Vera is progressing through protocol. He's in good spirits and hopefully to be back next Tuesday in training. But they are taking the conservative approach.
I think that's smart.
And I think I think they're taking this approach because they know we have depth on the back line. People are going to say, "Are you kidding me? We're down two center backs now with Vera and Glad supposedly. Oh well, and I guess Henry.
Correct.
But there are replacements. There are players that double cover positions. Yeah. Hence why Sam came in. Sam came in and guys, I think that Sam might be a better center back than a left back.
Yeah.
And the fact that Sam and Catranes were playing on the field at the same time.
We've been talking about that for weeks.
We got depth. We got depth on our back line, and it's worrisome if we can actually mold and we can jive well. So
can I worry you though for a sec there? Just because you said that. To be honest, we don't have a lot of depth. In fact, if you look at our bench, how many defenders did we have on the bench for this game?
We had obviously Sam. We had a whopping one.
And we used them.
One, um, we don't have defenders right now.
When everybody's healthy, then we are loaded.
Obviously.
Whoa, that's true for most teams, though.
Hey, great thought, Mr. Obvious. But listen, this next game, um, we're gonna see. We're gonna have to see Sam on the back line.
Hmm.
Now the question is where.
I think
Um,
he's going to be left center back.
well, we've seen him play right back in the we just played home. Who did we play at home?
Toronto.
Toronto.
Toronto. He played a little bit right back in that game.
I could see it being a PQ on the right, Jay Glad on the right center back, and then Sam on the left center back.
I mean, it's a choice. It's an option.
Yeah, being at practice on Tuesday, Jay Glad was back, healthy, running with the team, full fitness. So that's good to see that we will have a little bit more depth for our backline instead of just one defender.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, let's throw this into a little bit of negative turn. So, RSL obviously has been in the limelight for the past couple of weeks with referees. I know we're sick of this talk. I know it, and I know it. But I need Marcos, your in-person thoughts, Christian, your viewing thoughts on the Bodie second yellow red card. Marcos.
Soft, very very soft. I was very confused in the heat of the moment what was going on. I think Bodie was thinking that it was an RSL throw. Obviously, it was an RSL throw, so he tosses the ball. Referee did not like that at all, so he's like, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna get your second yellow card." Not cool. I think in that situation it should just be a talking to instead of like, "Hey, we're not wasting time. Put the ball down. Let's move on." That's very soft, very very soft for a yellow.
Christian.
Yeah, I mean, but also we're talking about the end of a game, and there's a lot of time wasting at the end of a game, and just trying to eliminate that and trying to set a precedent across the league that, you know, there is not going to be time wasting. I can see it. Bodie should be smarter than that, regardless.
Yeah. Um, I'll tell you this from my experience. Being working with the referees. In fact, I'll just spill the beans. Working back at house, working as with the referee liaison, working with the referees. They have pre-game meetings with the administrators from both teams. The emphasis this year, one of the emphasis for the referees is time wasting. They warn them before the game starts. This is an
Mm,
emphasis. We are looking for this. This isn't just, oh, spur of the moment. No, we're looking for this. So if you do it, you should be punished. So I find the second yellow deserved. First yellow deserved as well.
mm.
The only reason why the second yellow is deserved, from my broadcast viewing eyes, I couldn't see the whole thing, but Bodie grabs the ball, looks around like he's going to throw it, and then throws it up towards Gozo, who's walking up the line towards him, thinking, "Hey, you throw it in." That's obviously a delay of game.
Now,
The
do you think this is something as captain that Anelli needs to do better to let his guys be like, "Hey, Hidalgo, you have a yellow card. Knock it off. Let's focus."
I think all captains should be vocalizing these kinds of things. Now, granted, in this pregame meeting, captains aren't there. Like I said, they're team administrators, so they they usually go back and say, "Hey, it's just the same stuff as always." So they don't really tell them. In fact, I'm not sure what goes on in the locker room, but the emphasis is there. Referees are looking for it. So if you know that the referees are looking for it, why do you do it? So for me, it's deserved for being dumb. That's, I mean, how long has he been playing soccer? Let's be real. That's kind of stuff. If you get a second yellow for that, that's on you. That's for being stupid.
It's
So
fair. It's
sorry,
fair.
sorry. That's gonna be pretty blunt, but I'm getting tired of these referee talks. Not gonna lie. I think
We
it's a
can't have it
combination.
both ways. We can't have it both ways. And I think, we've had some very justified grievances against referees this season. This is not one of them.
No, this one's not on the referee. Granted, if it wasn't such an emphasis, I would say, yeah, he should have probably man managed it a little bit better. Said, hey, let's go, and kind of just let it slide because it was already 3-1 at that point. I mean, what else is going to happen? But I think because obviously he's also a newer ref, he wants to make sure that he bodes well with his uppers to give him better assignments. So
And and like I said, I think that also sends a message across the league as a whole, especially this ref. He's not going to let time wasting happen. And there
Mhm.
are other teams. RSL's not really one to waste time,
right.
which is again another reason, just kind of silly and management from the players. But there are other teams out there, Toronto, that waste time like nobody's business,
Yeah.
and they run into this ref, they're going to have a rough go of it.
Yeah, well, in fact, someone was mentioning, I can't remember where, on Twitter, but they're saying that this referee did the same thing to Nashville, Philly, someone in the Eastern Conference,
Good.
a couple weeks ago, and they were upset. And
I
and
hate time wasting as a fan. I hate time wasting. It's insulting to the sport. It's insulting to the fans. Like, yes, you're trying to kill time so that you get the result that you want. Guess what you can do? You can pass the ball around. You can maintain possession. Yes, you risk losing the ball, but
yeah, it's part of the gamesmanship. I mean, it is what it is. Hence why it's a yellow if it's a delay of game. So it is what it is. All right. Anything else from the San Diego game that you guys want to mention? I think we mentioned all of it.
Lastly, Sam's banger. Like I mentioned, he stepped up, coming in for Vera, and the fact that he had the balls to shoot that far out for his first RSL goal, it's like, go at
was it
it, go at it,
was
He
it
did
23 yards, something like
something
that?
like that. Yeah,
he did great. I mean,
like
I think Catranes' first RSL goal was from about that angle as well as against Vancouver, was it?
and I remember seeing that ball go in the back of the net, and all of us in the upper deck are like, what just happened? And at that point, 20 minutes later, that's when all the San Diego fans are leaving the game 70 at the 75th minute. We're like, where are
Ah,
you guys going? The game's not over.
it must be an MLS wide thing that happens. Fans leaving in the 75th, 80th minute. Oops. I mean, not calling anyone out, but calling you out.
But I will
Um,
say my one complaint about that goal is this: he didn't celebrate. Like he was like, yeah, yeah, man, yeah, man, so cool, man.
I
It's
mean,
like, come
come
on,
on.
dude, celebrate! Like, yeah,
He's being humble. Be humble. Be humble. Yeah,
Eh.
whatever.
Okay, Kendrick.
All right. Let's rotate out of this. Great win. I'm happy. But let's talk about Willie's performance. We talked a little bit about it, and then Johnny coming in. In fact, we'll probably just mesh it in with everyone that Marcos was able to get clips of. So Willie had a really good game. Luna had some good words to say about Willie, right, Marcos?
He did, yeah. Said that Willie brought that energy, brought that firepower that we needed off the bench that we really haven't seen much this season.
Yeah, he said he did a lot of good post up work that we haven't had a forward bit able to post up, really able to control and
Mhm.
gather that ball to distribute. And there's a lot of good flashes of good stuff with Willie. Um, but the majority of the praises were being sung by Johnny of Willie, right, Marcos?
Yeah, Johnny. I mean, Willie was calling Johnny the captain, my captain, which was really cool because obviously Johnny was the captain of KC for so many years, and I didn't know this, but Willie didn't know that Johnny was coming until Thursday 8 a.m. when he first arrives. He's like, "Oh, Johnny's gonna be here." I had no idea.
Now that's really
So
cool. That's really cool.
yeah, so the look on Willie's face, he just beamed ear to ear, just smile on his face. It was awesome because they were together for 5+ seasons, and Johnny's gonna bring that veteran piece, which this team has been missing for quite some time. He's gonna be like a Krylock-esque. Yes, Krylock towards the end of his career didn't bring much, but Johnny's gonna bring that wisdom that Luna needs, that all these young guns need, that Anelli needs especially.
Um, he's also gonna bring, how do I say this? It's an appropriate manner. He's gonna bring that tomfoolery that we hated him for, that we need on the field.
It's facts. It's facts. Right away, the t- Tuesday at practice, I can hear Johnny just cussing up a storm, just cussing at his teammates. I'm like, yep, yep. Here is Johnny Russell.
He's Scottish.
Like no fear, no fear to be swearing at his teammates. I'm like, wow, wow. I like it. I like it.
I mean, besides the he's just a drunken sailor when it comes to vocabulary on the field. I mean, the leadership. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for someone that's wanting to man the field, wanting to take charge. Now, let's maybe talk about what we expect out of him playing. I know you asked the question, how many minutes do you think Pablo will get you? How many minutes do you think you can go? His response, did it surprise you?
He'll go game by game, however he's feeling, and whatever Pablo wants, he's ready. So, like some fans were expecting 5, 10, 15 minutes, but it's whatever Pablo wants and whatever happens. So we'll see.
He plays the wing that Dom and Gozo play.
It's true. It's true.
So does this now throw in a wrench into that whole right wing drama that we're starting to enter into? Because now
that's 4 players. That's 4 players loaded on that right side.
In fact, let's go ahead and just rank them. I mean, Christian, what would you rank that right wing from? I mean, our 4 options are Dom, Gozo, Johnny, and Brooks.
Based off of what?
Just like no
current status.
Oh, no. Who you'd want to play in order?
Ooh. Honestly, out of form right now, I'm going to say Gozo, Russell, Dominic, Brooke.
I agree.
Shoot, I hate when you guys are.
Just say yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I kind of want to play around with it and maybe throw Johnny number 1.
You would just throw a 35-year-old Johnny Russell ahead of 20-year-olds?
You know what I would actually do if we could make sure he could play this? I would start him over Giogo on the left-hand side.
Can he play left?
Can Giogo play left?
No, sir, that's a great question.
No, I'm gonna switch my pick. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Johnny and then Gozo, and then I'm gonna go Lachlan 3, and then I'm gonna go Dom 4.
Ooh. Wow, that's a huge change for you because you were on the Dominic Choo Choo train.
I was on the Dom train last season, but he's only scored 1 goal this season. So
wait, let me repeat that. You're on the Dominic Mark Chuk Chuk train.
Oh my gosh. I can't get over that. Sorry. Mark
Chuk Chuk.
Marco's on the Mark Chuk Chuk train. All right. Let's anyways, it was go see our the whole clip on YouTube. Did I put it on Twitter? I did put it on Twitter. And the
Johnny one is on Instagram. Yeah. So Johnny go check it out, everybody.
All the other clips.
Before we move on, just one last thing that impressed me about especially Johnny's interview, how he obviously gave reference to the rivalry that exists between Sporting Kansas and RSL, but he said, "Hey, I just want fans to realize that I'm here to play for the badge and for my teammates." And if he can, and I take him at his word, I really do. And when if he's able to maintain that successfully, which I think he will. He's going to be such a good asset for the team. And if
Yeah.
we give him as much love as he promises to love us back, I think we'll have a very fierce member of this club who might actually end up loving this club just as much as he loves sporting.
Ooh, that's hot.
Well, in one,
Sporty people won't like that.
yeah, I was gonna say
I don't
this
care
is
what they like.
one season compared to like 6 seasons there. So
I mean, who knows? Who knows? But we do need that leadership for the remainder of this season, and I think his contract was for a year at least. Something like
1 year for 500K.
a steal. All right, let's do this. We're gonna talk. Let's do a pre game. We're gonna talk about the Miami Vancouver game that happened tonight. We're not gonna get into depth, but we do need to talk about some things. Okay. Um, but before I do that, I need your guys' thoughts on this game tonight. More specifically on the Vancouver side.
They scary. They scary. They lethal. Whew.
They have not lost in 8 matches.
Whew.
8.
That's dangerous. They scary.
And
I,
the game that they lost. Do you guys did you guys look that one up? The game that they lost?
That
Anything
was
about
to
that?
Chicago.
To Chicago. But what was something off about that game?
Well, Berhalter lost to his dad. That's first off.
Yes.
Hold up.
That's odd. But do you guys, if you look at the date, what was going on around that date?
Was that a FIFA? That was an international window, wasn't it?
It was. And what
Which means
happened?
Brian White was not there.
No Brian
Exactly.
White,
Exactly.
and
I
also
mean,
no Tristan Blackman. Also,
Mm-hmm.
and just looking at the stats from tonight's game, I'm looking at it for the first time as we record this here. Miami had all the stats, which that scares me. Why does that scare me, you may ask? Because that means that Vancouver is insanely efficient when they're on the ball. When they have the ball, they don't waste time. I mean, Miami had 17 shots, 6 on target, 1 big chance. Vancouver had 10 shots, 6 on target, already more efficient with 1 big chance. Um, they only got 2 corners. They had they had less passes. They were less accurate of the passes. They like
So then
no off like
what part of their scheme is more accurate then? What
they're
where are they dangerous?
on the defense.
mm-hmm.
Their defense, they had 11 interceptions tonight. They got 3 blocks, 24 clearances, 5 keeper saves. They weren't afraid to play back and be aggressive on their back line.
Their two center backs, in my opinion, are the two of the best center backs in the entire MLS, in Veselinovic and Tristan Blackman.
Mhm.
The way that they can read attacks is scary, and of course their midfield with Berhalter having 2 assists and a goal. It's scary. It's very scary. Him playing a full 90. Who knows if he's going to get the start for Saturday? Possibly still will, but
I know. Is he really related to Greg Berhalter?
That's his son. Come on. I know
No. I'm being sarcastic, y'all.
come on. I'm even looking at your face. I can't read your face.
He puts his dad to shame.
Yeah,
right.
It
Right?
skipped it. The talent skipped a generation.
apparently.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to focus on, maybe, and this will kind of merge into, going into the preview. Um, their whole front, let's count it, whole front 6 scares me. And this is without having
Well,
whatchamacallit, with Ryan
Jaden,
Gauld.
well, and Jaden Nelson, who came off the bench tonight.
Also, Jaden Nelson also was flipping rocking it. So
Yep.
Brian White and Sabi up top, dangerous. Period.
Insanely dangerous.
Ahmed, Berhalter, Kubas, Vite, dangerous. Every single one of them. In fact,
Oof.
Kubas is the one that it was always in Messi's pocket, always like pissing him off.
Hmm.
Vite had a goal. Berhalter had goal, 2 assists. Ahmed is usually one of the assisters, goal scorers. White, obviously. Sabi is in the mix. I mean, you can't count any one of those six out. Now, with that being the preface, how many of them do you think are going to be starting on Saturday?
Well, knowing that Brian White came off in the 56th minute, and I think you, Alan, said that he came off due to injury. Is that correct?
Someone reported that he had some kind of hamstring. Um,
That seems precautionary to me without an official report.
correct.
True, true. So who knows if they would want to risk that? Who,
I
like I
would
said,
I would actually not be surprised if Kubas didn't start. Getting yellow card, potentially being in danger of yellow card like
Yeah, but
accumulation.
separate competition.
Fair.
So in fact, when I checked, I think their whole team, I think the most that someone had was three. So they're not even in risk of getting even if someone gets
So
a yellow, no one gets
they're
suspended.
they're dominating the league. They're playing cleanly. They're the best team in North America right now. It's not even close.
Well, in fact, let's take a little trip backwards for these guys. Who have they had to beat in the Champions Cup so far? They beat Saprissa. They beat
Monterrey,
Monterrey. They beat
uh,
Tigres. No, Cruz Azul.
they
Which
beat
one?
Pumas.
Well, Pumas. That's the one. They beat
Almost, yeah.
Pumas, and now they've beaten Miami, and they're going to
Yep.
go to the final against the winner of
Cruz Azul Tigres.
That's gonna
exactly
be one cracker of a game tomorrow.
And I believe I think it is the game going to be in Mexico.
the final.
Yeah, it's in or the final or the Cruz Azul Tigres.
No, final.
The final.
Let me double check.
Um, the
I'm not
final.
sure. We'll
Okay.
we'll figure it out. But
T TBD, but I don't see a lot of players for Vancouver resting, maybe one or two, because they seem like the type of team they don't want to lose points, especially with being at home with this momentum, this flow that they're on.
The venue will be the stadium of the team with a better performance in the tournament.
how do they determine they both got
I
enough
don't know.
wins?
It's CONCACAF. It's probably already been paid off and it'll be in Mexico.
um, because if
And
it's
Christian was never heard of again.
that's about right. um, I think though, um, I think we're not going to see Berhalter start.
It
I think
I
was
think that's
it,
fair
it,
too.
it was their last game against Minnesota. He did come off the bench and he did score for them. So he
Sorry.
coming well 3-1 on the road in Minnesota.
yeah, that's not cool. But I do think we do see some substitutions. But their substitutes are still just probably as dangerous too. That's what's killer. You mentioned Jaden Nelson he was baller, and heck, we still have Demir still on the bench. I don't know if anyone's still worried about that, but
He still plays there?
he was on the bench. Um, so now let's rotate it now to RSL. We talked a little bit about some maybe lineup changes, but how do you think RSL is gonna come out against this team?
I was gonna say, how does our struggling backline stop a very lethal attack if with what we saw tonight? Because, like I said, we'll probably have Catranis, Sam, Glad, and then PQ.
Let me put this out this for you. I don't think again Brian White situation might be precautionary, but Brian White hasn't been the full on goal scorer that everyone is afraid of. He has you mentioned it, Christian. He has 6 goals, right?
Yep,
Six
6 goals on the season.
with 6 goals in how many games? 3
I believe
or no
10,
2?
10, 10,
Yeah.
No, as in like how many games did he score in? His 6 goals
Yeah,
came
it's
in
like
2 games.
2 or 3 games. It's been relatively low
th-
number,
three games.
in 3 games.
He
and
had 4 goals against Austin. Um,
One against
the Whitecaps
Colorado.
also the Whitecaps also have the highest goal differential in the league, with a goal differential of a +13 coming from a 20-7 ratio.
In fact, let me just oh yeah, there we are. So against the Galaxy, the Rapids, and then 4 against Austin. So that's 3 games. So he scored in 3 games out of the 10. But he's also scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals in CONCACAF Champions Cup. So that means he scored a total of 11 goals so far this this year between the two league and cup. Does that still make him dangerous?
Absolutely.
That was a stupid
Th-
question.
This Vancouver Whitecaps team would give Ipswich Town a run for. They would beat Ipswich Town.
I would actually think they would give an upper middle table team.
I was gonna say,
I was like,
taking a look like,
this team's better than Southampton, easily.
I think this would
oh,
give
Man United
exactly. There we
a
are.
run for their money. Like they would make. Heck, I'll even go as far as to say they would give Fulham trouble.
Now, I know, I think you tweeted it tonight, Alan, that this team reminds you of a Leicester City when Leicester won
Mm.
2015. Do you still think that?
Well, yeah, only because low resources in terms of like low money. Um, this is a no-name team that all of a sudden they're just doing well, and they just
Hmm.
can't stop doing well. And
Yeah.
they have a prolific goal scorer just like Jamie Vardy,
Hmm.
in Brian White. So it's like this is Leicester City remake 10 years later.
I, I miss it when Vancouver was just like, oh yeah, it's a walk in the park. You go into BC Place, grab easy 3 points, and go home.
I miss those days. Though actually, between us and them, it hasn't been easy for us at
No,
all.
I think besides the fact that how good Vancouver's doing this season with scoring goals and being first of the table and first in the MLS, playing on turf, that's also what's going to kill our RSL. That's always been where we struggle big time.
I was gonna say, you ever play on turf before? It's murder on the knees.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Though, here's a glimmer of hope. We are on a 5 game unbeaten streak with Vancouver Whitecaps dating back to August of 22. The past 4 meetings, we have won each of them 2-1. You tell me how consistent that is. Don't be going around guessing 2-1, guys, because
Well, we are in a good pattern. We're going win loss win loss win loss this season. So
So now I have a question for this lineup. Do we see Willie start?
I say yes.
Yeah,
I say yes, 100%.
Ajago was absent during San Diego, despite our result. So
You mean Peel?
Peel, yeah, Ajago was very absent. Peel was,
In fact, he's almost on the other side of the country.
I mean, but that both Peel and Ajago have been forgettable this season.
No,
So,
I think if not now, then when for Willie to start. So
I mean, he's
he
already game ready, like we've already said.
yeah, he showed a lot of promise off the bench. So throw him right into the fire.
Okay. So this is our first meeting with them this season. Is that our only meeting? No,
No,
can't be our
no,
only meeting.
we have I think end of May, early June is our next one.
Saturday, May 24th, we will be there at the
Yep.
game.
Wait,
Come say hi, grab a sticker.
we play them again
Twice
in this.
in 3 weeks.
Twice in 1 month.
That reminds me of what was it? 2 years ago, we played Galaxy like within like a week of each other. Oh, but that was
Yeah,
because of U.S. Open Cup, I think.
Yeah, very,
still.
very, very bizarre. Very, very bizarre.
That's so strange. And on top of that, they're all on this good streak. But maybe a preview of
well,
that.
Well, the plus side, yeah, because the final is June 1st.
Wait
So
a second. I'm now going to look at their schedule real quick. 2 seconds, guys, because
Wait a minute.
wait a minute. That might be something good for us. Nope. Not
Oh,
really.
They've got some. They've got us. Then they have LAFC, and that's gonna be a tough game. Austin, they're gonna steamroll Austin, and then they're back with us.
And then they still have another whole week. In fact, they have a Wednesday game. Ooh, man, this actually might be a really, really busy schedule for them. They're gonna have to cancel their May 31st game.
Yep. They are gonna play 6 games in the month of May. That is a lot. I
But
don't envy that.
that's what we play.
And I don't envy us.
I was like, that seems like a typical MLS schedule right there.
Wait a second. Do we play? I think we play that many. Let's see.
We play 7. Oh my gosh.
We do play 7. May, by the way, is our busiest month. I know that, but I just didn't remember how many games. So May is our busiest month. Good luck, guys. And there's only 2 home games. 2 out of the 7 are at home.
Boo!
That's no bueno. All right, guys. So I'm done with all this preview talk. You know what time it is?
Prediction
time.
Prediction time!
Yay.
Yay.
All right. Marcos, lead the way.
No more being optimistic. No more being optimistic. I hate to see this. Vancouver is riding high.
Wait. You weren't optimistic for the San Diego game. What is this no more being optimistic?
He was more optimistic than the both of us.
So with that, give me a 2-0 for Vancouver.
Oh, that's harsh. Well, Christian, it's gonna be worse.
I mean, kind of. I know we got some comments saying, "Hey, you need to be more optimistic," but I'm not feeling it right now. Unfortunately, I would love to be surprised again. With that caveat, with the Thunderbolts asterisk on mine, I'm gonna say 3-1 loss.
Eek. All right,
With
guys.
Diego Luna scoring again.
Oh, that's good. All right, I'm gonna do it. I will be the optimistic one, only because I think I'm also losing on the prediction time table. So this is gonna be a 2-2 draw. Willie's gonna score his first goal for RSL.
Our first draw of the season?
Woo!
We are the only team in MLS that has not had a tie this season. The only team.
A tie would be a great result. A win would be a better result.
And since you said that, I will not shave my beard until Johnny Russell and Willie score their first goal for RSL.
Each?
And/or?
And/or.
Oh.
No,
So
it has to be. It
has to be both.
Or. Yeah.
Both?
Do both.
Do both?
Do both. Grow your Johnny Russell beard. You're gonna grow a beard like him until he scores.
Okay,
and
fine.
Willie scores.
You heard it here, folks. Once both of them score for RSL, then I will shave my beard. Okay.
Marcos isn't shaving until Johnny Russell retires.
we are you gonna see? You're gonna see Johnny tomorrow at practice, right? Better tell him that.
Oh man, we're gonna have a race to who can grow the longer beard.
I'm starting off pretty good. You guys can't see it in the shadow, but I have a pretty thick beard going. Marcos saw it.
I just trimmed mine down to
the stubble.
So.
Yeah, it's all right.
I can't grow a thick beard.
It's all right. Neither can I. I'm trying it out. Anyways, let's finish this off with some Instagram questions.
Woohoo!
Here we go. The first question for you guys: do you think the academy is doing a good enough job to develop players for the first team? Obviously, the U16 is coming off their
U15.
U15.
16s.
They
were
16.
16s?
Oh. Yeah, the U16 won the GA Cup. They got recognized coming back. So
I want them to get recognized during a game because I think that will bring more light and therefore bring more pressure for RSL Academy to produce more talent, which that leads to my answer is I don't think they're doing enough, which doing is really hard to say, but I think that we need to have more products be first team ready by the time they're 19 years old.
So my answer to that question is I think the academy is doing enough. I don't think that the club is using them effectively. The academy's developing the talent. The club is not using the talent.
I can see that because we do have the Booth brothers in Europe that were academy products that they went over to Europe because I think they didn't see a path up to the first team. And so their agent told them to like head tail over to Europe. And we see them playing in I think it's the Netherlands. Taylor Booth. Does someone want to check me on that one? Taylor Booth. He's one of ours. Um oh come on,
He is
internet.
playing for Eintracht. No, he's playing for FC 20 right now.
Yes. So that's in
That's the
right.
Eredivisie.
Yeah, perfect. So, um, and he has a brother. What's
And
the other?
they're in fifth place in the Eredivisie right now, underneath. Um, they're just outside of Europe, so they're doing well. Underneath Utrecht, Feyenoord, PSV, and Ajax.
Yeah, so that's Taylor Booth, and I forgot the other Booth kid's name.
Zach
Um,
Booth?
that doesn't ring a
No.
bell. But anyways,
No.
so that's an example of a couple of our academy products. And we're looking. Taylor played for the Monarchs 10 years ago, 9 years ago. Um, and he has a good career going for him. He played for Utrecht 58 games, 8 goals between 2022 2025. He played on Bayern Munich too. Um, he's had some good European minutes. So I think we've definitely lost out on a couple of academy products.
I'd love to see some of these kids that won uh, with the U15, won the GA Cup, for them to get recognized. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them that had a good performance. Our goalie, Hashiman, uh,
Hashimoto,
Hashimoto, some of them to get
Mhm.
called up to the Monarchs, so then they can develop in, for their progression.
but I think you'd have to make space on the Monarchs. You need to get the guys like Owen Anderson, like whatchamacallit. Oh, I forgot his name. I'm already there's so many players. Sorry, guys.
There's a lot
Um,
of players.
but there's a like two or three that I would want to get first team minutes right now. Just to get them that taste of first division, we'll call it.
Facts.
But anyways, that is a loaded question. But
No, but to go to your first point, Alan, I think it shouldn't just be having them be recognized with the Royals, with RSL. It should
at
be,
practice, yeah,
no,
no,
yeah, it should be at an RSL game. It should be at a Royals game, so all the fans can know what's going on. Because I don't think everybody realizes how big of an accomplishment it is to win the GA Cup.
yeah.
That's massive.
It is, with all these international teams coming in. So here we go. Next question for you guys. Will the new signings, obviously Johnny and Willie, make an impact, or will we see more of the same RSL?
I did want to go get a little bit in depth on the Johnny talk. I think Johnny, even though we did rank them, I do think that if he gets minutes, they're going to be very limited. Because putting Johnny in for 60, 70 minutes, I don't think is smart. At his age and his fitness level, I think he'd be a great 15 to 20 minute guy. Most likely he'll get 10 to 15, but his impact coming off the bench is going to be huge, especially for the tomfoolery that Christian mentioned at the end of games,
Yep.
or even just to inject some kind of energy. And then Willie's impact, obviously, I think he has no competition at that at his position, so that
Not at
he'll
all.
he'll, he'll make an immediate impression.
Yeah, yeah, exactly to your point. So here we go. Final question of the night for you guys. 10 games in, what's your ideal 11 with the new guys, considering injured players too?
Assuming they're not injured, I'm guessing.
No, no, like everyone who's available right now.
Correct, correct.
Who would you put in this Saturday? Basically, that's the question.
I mean, Cabral a keeper. And then I don't know the backline we were talking about. Catranis, Junqua, Glad, PQ, and Nelly Ojeda. And then um midfield, ideally for me, I would still say Russell, Luna, Gozo with Willie on top.
You're gonna stick with Russell?
Yeah. I will trust a 35-year-old Johnny Russell over Diogo Gonçalves right now.
Right.
Even though he's never played a left mid.
Yep.
Hmm.
All right, I think I agree with everything up until the obviously the attack. I'd just stick with the same old. I put Gozo, Luna, Diogo, Willie. So that's how I would do mine.
Yeah, I would have Gozo start. Giogo's gonna be on that left me and Luna, and then Willie's gonna start for me, and then same back line that Christian said.
Yeah, everything else is the same. But I do want to see, if possible, Johnny minutes this Saturday. I think
Agree.
having Johnny minutes, um, everyone fears Johnny, whether he's 25 or 35 years old. Everyone fears Johnny. Fear the beard.
Before
Scottish
Marcos,
version.
before Marcos has to grow his own.
Yeah, but everyone that's a different fear. You're ugly. Sorry, that was uncalled for. Brother love, high five.
That's what my
Um,
mom says.
shut up. All right. Was that really the last question? Did we have any comments that someone had?
No, that's literally all of it.
All right. Well, guys, that was a hoot.
That was
Um,
a hoot. Hey, Marcos, are the fans going to see you this weekend, though?
Christian and I will be at the Partido de los Royals this Saturday.
oh, you guys are gonna be at the Royals game. Excellent.
I,
Absolutely.
I
It's gonna
got
be
I
my
got I got to take in at least a couple Royals games a season.
this is gonna be my third game for the Royals this year.
You're on a roll.
I genuinely love going to Royals games.
They
That's good.
did win last game that Christian was there, so
You're the
I
good.
did see I did see Ali Setnor score PK.
Christian is the good luck charm supposedly.
The first game, did they lose, draw?
It was a draw.
They draw. So they have not lost with Christian there.
Uh, just saying. Just saying. You might need to have go a little bit more often. Well,
So
that's good.
if anybody sees Christian and I, come say hi. We will be there. It'll be a good time.
We'll have stickers.
We will. We will.
Lots of stickers. Okay, cool. Um, this is a wrap. So next week, we won't have Christian. We hope that he has a great time where he is going. He's also, I mean, I'm just gonna call you out. He's celebrating his birthday.
I'm getting old.
It's all right. It's all right. We all get old. But we wish you a happy birthday next week, and
Thank
we
you.
will miss you. So everyone, please still tune in. I know me and Marcos blab about dumb stuff, but I mean, please tune in. We still love you. All right, Marcos, send us off.
If you guys are not already, head over to Twitter, head over to Instagram, and follow us at the RSL Bros, and catch us wherever you catch your podcasts at Spotify or Apple, and watch us on YouTube.
Great. Sounds great. Guys, we are, by the way, a month and a half, or yeah, month and a half away from Club World Cup.
We are. We are.
I'm excited. Just had to throw that out there.
It'll be fun to watch from home.
Tell my dad to give you his ticket. He
Made
sounds
plans without me.
he sounds really excited to go. Anyways, guys, bye. Ciao.